The first body was found in 2009, half buried in the scrubland outside Ely, Nevada. Marissa Cole, a 28-year-old bartender, had been missing for 3 weeks. Her identification was intact, but the silver locket she'd worn, a recent purchase, was missing. Authorities dismissed it as an isolated tragedy until another woman, Lauren Hayes, disappeared 6 months later near Delta, Utah. Like Marissa, Lauren had bought a locket from a pawn shop days before vanishing. By 2011, 3 more women had disappeared along Route 50, each linked by the same trinket. The lack of physical evidence baffled investigators. No fingerprints, no DNA, no tire tracks. The victims' cars were abandoned neatly on the roadside, keys in the ignition, purses untouched. There were no signs of struggle, no witnesses. The killer operated with surgical precision, targeting women who lived transient lifestyles, waitresses, travelers, seasonal workers, whose disappearances initially drew little media attention. The 5th victim, however, fractured the pattern. Emily Torres, a 32-year-old nurse from Grand Junction, Colorado, had no connection to antique shops. Yet when her body was discovered in 2013, a silver locket lay clutched in her hand, empty, its photo slot vacant. This deviation suggested the killer was evolving, toying with investigators. The locket, once a trophy, had become a taunt. The FBI's Behavioral Analysis Unit was brought in after Emily's death. Profilers concluded the killer was a white male in his 40s-50s, likely employed in a mobile profession, a trucker, mechanic, or utility worker, that granted him familiarity with Route 50's remote stretches. His meticulous planning indicated military or law enforcement training. The absence of forensic traces pointed to obsessive preparation. Psychologically, the locket ritual was key. The trinket symbolized control, a gift to mark ownership, later reclaimed as a trophy. The empty photo slot in Emily S. locket hinted at a fractured motive. Perhaps the killer had lost someone and the victims served as proxies. Interviews with antique shop owners revealed a man asking about Locket's origins, claiming he sought one like his mother's, yet no one could recall his face. The profile painted a loner who blended into rural communities, masking his pathology behind a veneer of charm. He targeted women who mirrored a specific archetype, petite, dark-haired, solitary, but Emily's case suggested his compulsions were escalating. The locket, once a signature, had become a vulnerability. The breakthrough came in 2014, when a 6th victim survived. Jenna Walsh, a 26-year-old hitchhiker, escaped a roadside rest stop after her attacker's van stalled. She described a man in his 50s with a kind voice, who offered her a locket before attempting to inject her with a sedative. Jenna's account led to a composite sketch circulated across 3 states. Forensic re-examinations of the victims' cars uncovered microscopic traces of a rare synthetic fiber used in commercial van upholstery. Traffic camera footage near Grand Junction revealed a white Ford Econoline with Utah plates passing through multiple crime scenes. The owner, David Mercer, a 54-year-old ex-Marine and traveling HVAC repairman, matched the profile. Mercer was arrested during a routine traffic stop outside Reno. In his van, authorities found lockets, syringes, and a journal detailing his obsession with reclaiming lost moments. His mother, a waitress who'd abandoned him as a child, had worn a silver locket, a detail he'd buried in the journal's pages. Mercer's trial revealed a chilling duality. Neighbors described him as a quiet, helpful man. Forensic psychologists diagnosed him with schizoid personality disorder and pathological grief. He'd targeted women who resembled his mother, collecting them to fill the void of her absence. The lockets, he claimed, were proof they'd remember him. Convicted on 6 counts of murder in 2016, Mercer received life without parole. The case spurred reforms in cross-jurisdictional cooperation as Route 50 spanned multiple law enforcement districts. Families of the victims advocated for a national database to track antique jewelry sales, though the proposal remains controversial. For rural communities, the killings eroded trust in strangers. Route 50, once a symbol of American solitude, became a cautionary tale. As the detective who spent years piecing together Mercer's trail, I've often wondered about the Locket's empty photo slots. They symbolize not just Mercer's obsession, but the gaps in our understanding of evil. Profiling provided a roadmap, but it was a survivor's courage that shattered his invisibility. Serial killers thrive in the margins, geographic and societal. Mercer exploited the loneliness of the road, the anonymity of small towns. Yet his downfall came from underestimating the resolve of those he sought to erase. The lockets, intended as trophies, instead became evidence. This case reminds us that darkness often hides in plain sight. It's not the monsters we imagine, but the ones we overlook.